Hi everyone, it's Rachel Kleinman from rwcrafts.com. Today I am sharing some embossing folder ink blending techniques. This technique has been around Instagram the past couple of weeks. I'm sure it's a technique from long ago as well that's kind of making a comeback. I truly feel like embossing folders are back, baby. It's kind of like the 90s are back. Let's embrace it. Some of the embossing folders I have, I probably purchased 15 years ago, but the ones I'm using today are a bit newer. So this particular one is from Spellbinders. It is called the Tile Mosaic 3D folder. And what you really want to use for this technique is I found that 3D folders are best, and you want to flip it over to use the recessed side of your panel. So now I will be ink blending. The inks that I'm using for all of the cards that I'm sharing today are Hero Arts reactive inks. So this yellow color is called Lemon Drop. You don't have to make it beautiful. You see I'm just kind of randomly ink blending throughout the card. It will get covered up, so it's okay if it's not the most perfect blending you've ever done. This orange one is also, as you see, Hero Arts reactive ink. It's called Creamsicle. And I am using my Hero Arts blending tools. And the orange ink blending tool you see there is from Tailored Expressions. So this is taffy. What I found while working on the cards that I'm sharing in this video is that this technique works a lot better with an embossing folder that has more of a flat raised surface. So you'll see that this particular folder, the only raised part is the grid. And in the floral panel that you saw at the beginning of the video, there's a lot more of a raised portion. So you'll get a much bigger effect with what we're doing. So this final teal color, you know I have to have a pop of teal. It's called Pool Party. That's probably my favorite of the reactive inks. I use it quite a bit. I did heat dry it just to make sure it was all settled before I now ink over the top. So this is Nautical ink, also from Hero Arts. And you see I'm just putting it right on top. It's going to find its way. It's only going to ink the raised portion of that embossed panel. And even though there's not a very large amount of raised paper, it still gives a very, very cool effect. This one I tried with my Hero Arts cover plate. This is the flower pattern cover plate, and I ran it through my die cutting machine as if it was an embossing folder. So I used a special brown mat to absorb it. So rather than cutting through the paper, it just embossed it. But you see it didn't give it enough of an emboss, so it still looks really cool, but it's not quite the effect that I was going for. And I did use the exact same inks for that one. So now I'm going to show you the one that I feel the effect worked the best. So this is a Sizzix embossing folder. It's an old Tim Holtz alterations folder. I believe I got it for free in a kit many, many years ago. I tried to look online for it, and unfortunately this particular folder is no longer available, but there are so many other options for flower themed 3D embossing folders. You will find them from all companies, like I said. So you're not missing out if you don't find this particular one. And you see I'm going to blend the exact same colors. With this folder, there are some really small grooves. So I'm mostly blending with just like the tip of my brush so that I can really dig into those grooves there you saw there. I apologize for the camera shake. I probably shouldn't be talking about the flaws, but I'm working on getting a different camera setup so that shake is not so prevalent. So now I'm going to just swipe down again with that Nautical Hero Arts ink. And I really loved using more of a blue shade for the top. The technique going around right now is mostly using black ink, but I feel like the blue almost gives it like a washed denim feel. And I'm not being too careful to fully ink up the top. As long as it's got enough of a brush over it, you can see the pattern below that really makes it pop out. So I love the way this one turned out. I will probably be buying more 3D embossing folders in my very near future. This is just such a great technique and so great to bring embossing back into the popular limelight. So that's very, very fun. So now I'm just trimming 1/4 inch off of 2 of the sides of each panel so that I will mat them onto a card base using my trusty Fiskars paper trimmer. Can't recommend it enough. And I've glued all those onto card panels or base panels. And now I was searching for the perfect sentiment or whatever to put on top, and I really didn't want to cover up such a cool background. So I found in my stash all of these hot foiled sentiments that I had created a long time ago. And you see I have stashed them all away in a baggie for perfect use at a time like this. They are a mixture from the Spellbinder sets. You see their mini everyday sentiments and Yana's special sentiments. So I ran those through my hot glimmer foil machine, and I just store them for when I need them. And I think it's perfect. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you give this technique a try yourself and give those embossing folders some new life. Thank you. Bye.